Alright. I was checking out my Instagram. I just uploaded an Instagram. It is of Spanky's Quest. This is a game about a monkey named Spanky that bounces balls on his head. I like this game. I don't even know how long ago, but it's probably been like at least a month, if I had to guess. A month ago, I get this text message from Kyle, who I think is going to have to start making a bigger presence on this program at one point. You've seen him before, if you remember the Nintendo Switch launch night unboxing video where I did a 2-camera production. That was pretty cool. So I get this text message from Kyle, and Kyle says, "Hey man, the house next door, the guy died, moved out, whatever. There's just like heaps of garbage, and I've found video games and shit in this literal heaps of garbage. You want to come poke through it?" And I was like, hell yeah, I do. So I didn't have a lot of time, as is the case recently. But let's look at this trash. This has been cleaned up. And so the first thing I spy with my little eye is this Nintendo 3DS case, which I'm probably just going to throw away because you really can't clean it up too much. Then we get a copy of Ford Mustang, The Legend Lives. This is a PS2 racing title. It's actually in pretty decent condition. And then I found this disc copy of Minecraft for the 360, which, yeah, it's a little scuffed up. Probably works. I already have the digital version, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'll give it away. Maybe I'll sell it for 99 cents on my Amazons. I don't know. Found this DualShock 2. I've cleaned it up, have not tested it. I mean, it's got like all its pins. Now, this is a very rainy and muddy day, so keep that in mind. So I've cleaned that up. This has all been gone over with rubbing alcohol, because some of these items, well, I'll talk about them when I get to it. I found this with this in it. We got Donkey Kong Country with some sort of like paint on the back. But Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. And I think this protected it quite a bit, that these two items were inserted. It protected it from the elements. I've opened this up and cleaned off the outside of it. The inside probably needs to be like dunked in rubbing alcohol for like a night. There's like a bunch of like Pokemon and Beyblade stickers on the back of this thing. And this does work. So I'm going to get on the eBay and I'm going to buy a, probably a cheap Chinese bootleg battery cover for this thing. But because this is the first Game Boy Advance, the original style one that I've got, besides the one that I got for like Christmas when they first came out, this one I'm going to try to do a backlight mod on. So I finally got one that's cheaper free to do experimenting on, so I'd rather fuck this up, the one that I found in a literal pile of shit. I'd rather open up and fuck with this one than the one that I've had since I was a kid, because I really like this form factor. This is a lot more comfortable in my grown adult man hands than the backlit Game Boy Advance SP Plus that I own. That thing's uncomfortable as shit. So I really like this form factor. And as a matter of fact, when I play Game Boy Player games on the GameCube, I use the link cable that goes from the GameCube to this, and I use this to play the Game Boy games because this is a good form factor. I like this. So these are free. They both work. Probably not much resale value in this Donkey Kong Country because where the exposed label is really beat to shit, and then I might be able to get this off. Some rubbing alcohol might take it, or some other dangerous corrosive chemical. But when I found it, I quarantined everything in a trash bag out in the garage until I could get time to go through it. And there was mouse shits inside of this thing. Fucking gross. So these have all been gone over with some rubbing alcohol, but this isn't going to clean up well, so this is going in the trash. I might, maybe, like when I get my streaming set up, that's one of my projects I'd like to get going, sooner than later, is I get the ability to stream, and then I'm thinking Monday nights, those are the nights that I have off, and I don't really have shit going on. Monday nights, I might start doing some streams and shit. And I was thinking about doing it simultaneously on Instagram and then with my capture card through Twitch. I don't know. That's what I was thinking of doing. So then, before I left, Kyle was like, yeah, I found this DS fat. It's missing the battery cover, but I don't know, man. I think it was just kind of like you came out here and the garage we went in. We went into this garage and there's hobo shit. Like human feces was just like under some of the trash. There's fucking Pokemon cards all over the place. But this thing works. Now, the shell has seen better days. Like I said, it's missing the battery cover. But I don't have anything in it right now. I don't know how well you can see that. But it works. All the buttons work. But there is a pretty serious scratch here on the bottom screen. I have a DS Fat that I bought on Craigslist for $20 many years ago when you could find shit on Craigslist. This exact same color and everything. That part of the backlight is fucked up on the top screen, and I just used it to trade Pokemons with myself, so I didn't really care. Like, I wasn't using it to play. But, so I'm thinking I'll just take out, either swap the case, it's probably going to be the easiest, or swap the screens. I'm thinking opening the top and swapping the screen might be easier instead of opening the whole. But then we got this thing down here, so yeah, I'm thinking just swapping the screens from this one into the other one that I have. It's probably going to be my best bet. That's probably what I'm going to do one of these days when I get some time. So I need to find a video on YouTube that shows how to properly tear these down. I'll have to figure out. Maybe I can just, this whole top piece, maybe I'm lucky, and there'll just be like a cable that I disconnect, and I can just swap this, and I have to actually take this apart and remove any pieces. I don't know how these tear down. I've never done it before, so I'm going to have to do some research and figure it out. So this bullshit was free. Now, Kyle got the good shit. He found, I think, 3 games. I remember on Nintendo it was Xevious. I'm probably just look. I can probably just look. Let's try looking. Okay, he picked up Quake on N64 and Kirby's Dream Course on the Super Nintendo and Xevious. They were just sitting on top of the shit pile. So that's when he texted me. He's like, hey, let's dig around this shit. I was like, okay. And then he also threw in some Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie manuals. So all that shit was free. There's also some little Sonic handhelds and like Crash Bandicoot handhelds. They're upstairs still. I didn't grab them. A woman's trying to go to the grocery store real quick, so I'm truncating this video. And then she got some rewards points from her job, and I had enough to redeem them and get 2 DS games. These are brand new from Best Buy. We got Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS, which are 2 DS titles I was very interested in. And again, free. So I'm going to hit stop on everything, run upstairs and hop in the car with my woman and go to Aldi's because I want to get some almonds. Exciting shit, huh? I still kind of keep these free things quarantined. They smell like shit. But I'm going to eventually, one of these days, buy one of those light kits for the Game Boy Advance and do some Frankensteining to get a DS Fat to work. Because my DS Lite, I am able to play original DS games at my job because there's no camera or internet features anymore on the DS. And I've been on a huge Dragon Quest kick, and I want to play through Dragon Quests 4, 5, and 6, which are on the original DS. And I might use this Frankenstein Fat, because why not? What else are you going to do with it besides play some games? So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching this episode of Dumpster VAG.